Hello, 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 everyone. Today we're going to be going over Solana, or SOL is the acronym. First and foremost, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is just for informational purposes only. Today we're going to be going over another little crypto watch again. And like I said, it's on Solana. If you are enjoying this series or enjoying my videos, please leave a like and subscribe. I'd extremely appreciate it. Now let's get into the video. Alright, Solana coming at rank number 9. It's currently sitting at $39.42. It is up 1.84% on the day. The market cap is $13,477,332,000,000. Fully diluted market cap is $20,458,944,864. The 24-hour volume is 1,263,000 or million. Circulating supply 341 million, almost 342 million. Here's our graph. I think this is on the 1-day chart. We went all the way up to, let's see, where's the high? 4167. Yeah, 4167 for a low today of 3862. All right, let's get into the website now. Powerful for developers, fast for everyone. Solana is a decentralized blockchain built to enable scalable, user-friendly apps for the world. We are currently it's changing, but 1,000 transactions per second. Your total transactions are 77 billion, almost 78 billion. Average cost per transaction is 3 zeros 25, and we have 1,781 validator nodes. Join the fastest growing ecosystem. Solana is the fastest blockchain in the world and the fastest growing ecosystem in crypto, with thousands of projects spanning DeFi, NFTs, Web3, and more. Scale for global adoption. Integrate once and never worry about scaling again. Solana ensures composability between ecosystem projects by maintaining a single global state as the network scales. Never deal with fragmented layer 2 systems or sharded chains. Low cost forever. Solana's scalability ensures transactions remain less than 1 cent for both developers and users. Fast forever. Solana is all about speed with 400 millisecond block times. As the hardware gets faster, so does the network. Decentralized and secure. Not only is Solana ultra fast and low cost, it is censorship resistant. The Solana network is spread over thousands of independent nodes, which means that your transactions are always safe. All right, let's go through the introduction. What is Solana? Solana is an open source project implementing a new high-performance permissionless blockchain. The Solana Foundation is based in Geneva, Switzerland, and maintains the open source project. Why Solana? It is possible for a centralized database to process 710,000 transactions per second on a standard gigabyte network if the transactions are on average no more than 176 bytes. A centralized database can also replicate itself and maintain high availability without significantly compromising that transaction rate using the distributed system technique known as optimistic concurrency control. At Solana, we are demonstrating that these same theoretical limits apply just as well to blockchain on the adversarial network. The key ingredient, finding a way to share time when nodes cannot rely upon one another. Once nodes can rely upon time, suddenly 40 years of distributed systems research becomes applicable to blockchain. This is a quote by Lamport, 1984. Perhaps the most striking difference between algorithms obtained by our method and ones based upon timeout is that using timeout produces a traditional distributed algorithm in which the process operates asynchronously, while our method produces a globally synchronous one in which every process does the same thing at approximately the same time. Our method seems to contradict the whole purpose of distributed processing, which is to permit different processes to operate independently and perform different functions. However, if a distributed system is really a single system, then the processes must be synchronized in some way. Conceptually, the easiest way to synchronize processes is to get them all to do the same thing at the same time. Therefore, our method is used to implement a kernel that performs the necessary synchronization, for example, making sure that two different processes do not try to modify a file at the same time. Processes might spend only a small fraction of their time executing the synchronizing kernel. The rest of the time they can operate independently. Example, accessing different files. This is an approach we have advocated even when fault tolerance is not required. The method's basic simplicity makes it easier to understand the precise properties of a system, which is crucial if one is to know just how fault tolerant the system is. Furthermore, and much to our surprise, it can be implemented using a mechanism that has existed in Bitcoin since day one. The Bitcoin feature is called nlock time, and it can be used to post-date transactions using block height instead of timestamp. As a Bitcoin client, you would use block height instead of a timestamp if you don't rely upon the network. Block height turns out to be an instance of what's being called a verifiable delay function in cryptography circles. It is cryptographically secure way to say time has passed. In Solana, we use a far more granular verifiable delay function, a SHA-256 hash chain, to checkpoint the ledger and coordinate consensus. With it, we implement optimistic concurrency control and are now well en route towards the theoretical limit of 710,000 transactions per second. Documentation overview. The Solana docs describes the Solana open source project, a blockchain built from the ground up for scale. They cover why Solana is useful, how to use it, how it works, and why it will continue to work long after the company Solana closes its doors. The goal of the Solana architecture is to demonstrate there exists a set of software algorithms that, when used in combination to implement a blockchain, remove software as a performance bottleneck, allowing transactions throughput to scale proportionally with the network bandwidth. The architecture goes on to satisfy all three desirable properties of a proper blockchain. It is scalable, secure, and decentralized. The architecture describes a theoretical upper bound of 710,000 transactions per second on a standard gigabyte network and 28.4 million TPS on a 40 gigabyte. Furthermore, the architecture supports safe concurrent execution of programs authored in general purpose programming languages such as C or Rust. What is a Solana cluster? A cluster is a set of computers that work together and can be viewed from the outside as a single system. A Solana cluster is a set of independently owned computers working together and sometimes against each other to verify the output of untrusted user-submitted programs. A Solana cluster can be utilized at any time a user wants to preserve an immutable record of events in time or programmatic interpretations of those events. One use is to track which of these computers did meaningful work to keep the cluster running. Another use might be to track the position of real-world assets. In each case, the cluster produces a record of events called the ledger. It will be preserved for a lifetime of the cluster. As long as someone somewhere in the world maintains a copy of the ledger, the output of its programs, which may contain a record of who possesses what, will be forever reproducible, independent of the organization that launched it. What are souls? A SOL is the name of Solana's native token, which can be passed to nodes in a Solana cluster in exchange for running on-chain program or validating its output. The system may perform micropayments of fractional SOLs, which are Lamports. They are named in honor of Solana's biggest technical influence, Leslie Lamport. A Lamport has a value of 801 SOL. Disclaimer: all claims, content, designs, algorithms, estimates, roadmaps, specifications, and performance measurements described in this project are done with the author's best effort. It is up to the reader to check and validate their accuracy and truthfulness. Furthermore, nothing in this project constitutes as solicitation for investment. All right, everybody, that was Sol. That was Solana. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you got some information from it. I love this project personally. I am honestly not invested in it, but I might look more into it. Of course, all those decisions are up to you guys as well. I just want to bring this information to the people. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you do have any other ideas on other cryptocurrencies, tokens, anything, NFTs even, gaming, crypto, anything you want me to look into, just leave it down in the comment section below and I will definitely get to it. All right, have a great one, y'all. Be safe.